A long time ago, in a dark and corrupt world, where people's hearts had turned to stone, there lived a man named Noah, set apart, faithful, and chosen. His spirit a quiet stream flowing against a torrent of indifference and self-indulgence. Noah, unlike others, heard a unique whisper, a different rhythm. His days were spent in humble toil, his nights in quiet contemplation, gazing at stars that seemed to weep for the earth below. He felt a profound loneliness, a weight of sorrow for a humanity that had strayed so far from its path. Hope's ember glowed, faith's renewal bloomed in despair's heart. He often found himself looking at the vast, indifferent sky, a silent plea in his heart for guidance, for a sign, for a way to mend the brokenness he saw all around him. This quiet yearning, this solitary hope, was the very essence of Noah, a man whose soul resonated with a truth others had long forgotten. Then, the whisper became a voice, clear and resonant, echoing not in his ears, but in the very core of his being. A divine command, startling in its magnitude, yet strangely comforting in its clarity. Build an ark, not a small boat, but a colossal vessel, an impossible task for one man, or even 100. The sheer scale of it was daunting, a challenge that would consume his every waking moment, demanding every ounce of his strength and conviction. Noah, without question, began. The first swing of his axe against a mighty cedar tree sent splinters flying, a sound that seemed to mock the silence of his solitary endeavor. Neighbors, once merely indifferent, now openly scoffed. "Madman!" they cried, pointing fingers, their laughter echoing through the valley as he painstakingly cut timber, shaped planks, and hammered nails. "What folly is this, Noah? A boat in the desert? Are you truly so deluded?" Their words were sharp, cutting deeper than any saw. But Noah's resolve remained unblemished. His hands, calloused and strong, moved with purpose, guided by an unseen hand. His sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, initially hesitant, their youthful minds struggling to grasp the enormity of their father's vision, soon joined him. They saw the quiet conviction in his eyes, the unwavering purpose in his movements, and though doubt lingered, their loyalty was stronger. Their youthful strength added to the monumental task, each swing of their hammers a testament to their growing faith. Together, they labored under the blistering sun, the rhythmic clang of hammers against wood becoming a defiant symphony against the world's derision. Each beam hoisted, each joint fitted, was an act of faith, a silent prayer taking physical form. The ark grew, slowly but surely, a massive, improbable silhouette against the horizon, a testament to obedience in the face of overwhelming doubt. And then, a new marvel began. The animals came, not by force, but by an unseen call. They arrived in pairs, the majestic lions alongside the gentle lambs, the towering elephants beside the tiny mice, creatures of every kind, their eyes reflecting an ancient wisdom, a quiet trust. They entered the ark, 2 by 2, filling its vast chambers with their presence, their soft sounds, their unique scents. This was the true miracle, a living tapestry of creation gathering under Noah's care, a silent promise of life preserved. The day came when the sky, once a brilliant mocking blue, turned a bruised, ominous gray. A hush fell over the land, a silence heavier than any sound. The air grew thick with an unspoken dread, a palpable tension that even the animals seemed to sense. Noah, his heart heavy with sorrow for those who had refused to listen, made one last, desperate plea to his neighbors, but their scorn only intensified, their laughter now tinged with a nervous edge. Then, the first drops of rain fell, tentative at first, then growing into a relentless downpour. Scoffers fled, terrified, as waters surged, relentless. The cries of a world consumed by its own indifference began to fade, replaced by the roar of the deluge. Noah and his family, along with the creatures, were sealed inside the ark, a wooden sanctuary amidst a world dissolving into chaos. The sound was deafening. The drumming of rain on the ark's roof, the roar of the rising floodwaters, the distant cries of a world consumed. Inside, the ark swayed, like a fragile vessel tossed upon an angry, boundless ocean. Days bled into weeks, weeks into months. The air was thick with the scent of damp wood, animal musk, and the faint, earthy smell of hay. A confined universe of hope and fear. The dim light filtering through the small openings cast long, dancing shadows, making every creak and groan of the ark's timbers feel amplified, like the very heartbeat of their survival. Noah spent his time tending to the animals, ensuring their comfort, his hands busy with the endless tasks of feeding, cleaning, and comforting. But his mind often drifted to the world outside, a world he knew was no more. The emotional weight was immense. He carried not just his family and the animals, but the burden of a lost world, the sorrow of what had been, and the profound uncertainty of what would be. Rain mocked survival, Ark a cradle of doom. The constant motion, the ceaseless drumming of water, gnawed at their nerves. Sleep was often fitful, punctuated by the sounds of the storm and the restless movements of the creatures below deck. Noah's face, etched with weariness, often bore a distant look as he gazed into the swirling darkness outside the small window, a silent lament for the lives lost. His sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, though strong, also showed the strain. Their usual youthful exuberance was replaced by a quiet solemnity, their conversations often hushed. As they worked tirelessly alongside their father, their bond forged stronger in the crucible of shared hardship. They learned to interpret the subtle shifts in the Ark's movement, to anticipate the needs of the diverse creatures, and to find solace in the simple rhythm of their daily chores. Noah's wife, a pillar of quiet strength, moved through the Ark with gentle grace, offering comfort and support, her presence a steadying anchor in the swirling chaos. She would often find Noah lost in thought, and without a word, would place a comforting hand on his arm, a silent reminder that he was not alone in this immense burden. In times of doubt, Noah found strength in his family's trust. He was their guardian, their shepherd, chosen for this impossible journey. The silence of the outside world, broken only by the storm, was a constant reminder of the immense sacrifice and the profound responsibility placed upon him. He would often speak to the animals, his voice a low rumble of comfort, finding a strange solace in their unburdened presence. He prayed, not just for their survival, but for the world to come, for a chance at a new beginning, a world where hearts would not harden again. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, a subtle shift occurred. The violent rocking subsided, replaced by a gentle sway. The drumming rain softened to a whisper, then ceased altogether. A profound, almost unsettling silence descended, broken only by the soft sounds of the animals within. A collective sigh of relief. Noah, his heart pounding with a mixture of trepidation and hope, opened a small window. The world outside was a vast, shimmering expanse of water, stretching to the horizon. But there, in the distance, he saw the faint outline of peaks, the mountains of Ararat. The Ark had found its resting place. Days turned into weeks again as the waters slowly receded, each passing day bringing a renewed sense of anticipation. To test the land, Noah first released a raven, which flew off and did not return. A small disappointment, but not a deterrent. Then, he sent forth a dove. It circled, a tiny speck against the immense sky, and then, finding no dry ground, returned to the Ark, its soft cooing a familiar comfort. 7 days later, he released the dove again. This time, it returned with a fresh olive leaf clutched in its beak, a vibrant, green promise of life reborn, a tangible sign that the earth was healing. A wave of profound relief washed over Noah, a warmth spreading through his weary soul, bringing tears to his eyes. The earth was emerging, fresh and new. When the time was right, they stepped out onto the damp, fertile ground. The air was clean, crisp, and filled with the scent of wet earth and new beginnings, a fragrance more beautiful than any perfume. The animals, eager for freedom, bounded out, their calls echoing across the pristine landscape, their joy infectious. As Noah and his family stood on the newly revealed earth, their feet finally on solid ground after so many months of confinement, a breathtaking spectacle unfolded before their eyes. Across the vast expanse of the sky, a magnificent arc of colors appeared, stretching from one horizon to the other, a brilliant, vibrant rainbow. It was a sign, a divine promise, a covenant from God. In that moment, a deep sense of peace settled over Noah. The journey had been long, arduous, and filled with unimaginable challenges, but they had endured. The rainbow, a bridge of light between heaven and earth, was not just a symbol of a promise, but a testament to enduring faith, to resilience, and to the boundless capacity for renewal. It was a gentle, powerful reminder that even after the deepest storms, hope always breaks through, painting the sky with the promise of a brighter, kinder tomorrow. The world, though scarred, was ready to begin again, cradled in the vibrant embrace of the rainbow, a symbol of eternal grace and enduring love. This is a testament to the enduring power of faith and the promise of a new dawn.